Okay, Tita. All right.
We live.
What's happening?
It's the DanYo&Tita podcast. We back.
We back
Man.
in the house.
Yes.
Another Saturday.
Definitely.
Another Saturday morning.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Tita.
Aisha.
I'm dipped to the lean.
Let's definitely be back in the building with another episode, and we have a special guest.
Very special guest.
But let's quickly do sponsors real quick.
Yeah,
we shout out our sponsors because they keep the lights on for us over here.
They definitely do, man. They keep us in the house.
Most definitely. And I got my glasses today, Aisha.
Man, you gonna need them.
Hey, we getting a lot of sponsors.
She got her glasses now. She just going off.
How much space we got left?
Yeah, it's growing out here. So we got www.waywardkid.com, your site for all your entertainment news and lifestyle trends, and they also have the Wayward Kid Foundation for you, and they also have the editing program classes for the kids and adults actually too, because I was part of it too. Let's learn how to edit. So definitely go like their Facebook page and follow them on IG.
Definitely.
We got Kiwi Juice Bar with all natural smoothies, sports nutrition supplements, fresh pressed juices, gourmet coffee and tea, protein bars, healthy snacks, and nutritional education.
And we also have We Shine Detailing. I shine, you shine, we shine detailing, make your car shine like new. They are always doing a great job, man, of doing the before afters on videos online, and it's always dope to see.
Yes. And the deliciousness of Butcher's Wings and Things. Come get these wings and things,
man.
You know what I'm saying? They also got them Taco Tuesday. Have a menu that drops every Monday through Friday, actually.
Definitely.
So they do
like their page. Check them out.
12 to 5. And
Novels by Z.
Yeah.
The game isn't only for boys. Experience the game told from the other side.
Most definitely. Go like their Facebook page. It's the game is only for boys, and then from there you can go check out the book. We'll be showing the book off here on DanYo&Tita podcast real soon.
Definitely.
Tita, who's our top donator?
Our top donor is Ms. Joy Muhammad, our top donator. She's also having a book coming out soon. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, that's what's up.
All right.
And don't forget about DanYo&Tita podcast. You got to like our Facebook page. Drop them likes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the Spotify, the Twitch, the Periscope, all around the world. It's DanYo&Tita podcast, man. Let's get this thing started. So we have a special guest in the building, Miss Shannon. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
I see you got your T-shirt on. Ready?
Just bring your microphone up.
That's the color of my shirt.
Right.
Y'all notice that? See,
Bring your
everybody else
microphone.
got on black. We're going to stand out and wear pink. Yeah.
Right, you wear pink, right? Pink gang.
Pink gang.
Reciprocation, that's all you need.
Definitely. So we have Miss Claras, Sweets and Treats.
Yes. We're in the building.
We had to contact you because you're going crazy on Facebook.
Man.
I saw it on Facebook. I see some cookies. I seen this man eating a cookie in his car.
Man. The peach cobbler. The peach cobbler is looking
Deliciousness. I mean,
Man.
y'all gotta
The new one
check
she
these
just
out.
came out with, the shell top.
Oh yeah, the shell top
That
cookie
caramel
is.
drizzle on top.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand what we're talking about. So I'm gonna
Let's
show them.
let them see, man.
Let them see a little example right there. Oh, look at them cookies.
Man.
Stop playing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
Looks good.
Yeah, look, deliciousness right there. Look at that. Advertisement. Advertisement.
It's raining cookies. Look at that.
Definitely. How'd you get the rain cookies?
You know what? It's all about the camera magic. So
Camera
I
magic?
had some friends help. You know, we actually literally tossed the cookies. Yeah, we tossed the cookies for that shot. But yeah, you know, some awesome folks helped me get those shots. So.
Tossing cookies.
Definitely.
Okay.
So, look,
All right now. Tina's not gonna see yams the same way. She gonna look at cookies different.
right. I see you do a lot of things. What made you start the company? How did the company start from the growth?
So believe it or not, this is actually it came out of the craziness that we're dealing right now of COVID. I'm originally a makeup artist and a hairstylist, and
Wow.
you know, once everything got shut down, I had to really kind of tap into those homegrown skills. It's in honor of my grandmother.
There you go.
This year, if she was still alive, she would have been 100 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
So basically, the skills of being in the kitchen and you know, learning those things that a lot of people don't have the privilege of learning. I had to kind of do like the movie Coco, and you know, I always remember. You know, so this is really in honor of her. And there's so many things that goes behind this company that I'm trying to build. I want to help build jobs and help build opportunities for people so they can be able to, you know, learn different skills and just give back to the community. So, you know, it's not just the cookies. It's not just something sweet.
Yeah.
There's also a bigger picture behind the story. So.
That's
Okay,
dope.
definitely.
A good story is always essential to sell a product, and you have a great story.
Awesome.
And you want
Thank
to keep that story. You know what I'm saying? Keep telling that, because that's always important part of a company. You know what I mean? And having your grandmother and what she's taught you and everything, and you
Facts.
making sure that you're representing her. That's how companies become, you know, big part of a nation, because people feel as though they are in touch with your story. You know what I mean?
For sure,
And I think
for
that's
sure.
Definitely essential.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a good story. So
Yeah, and that's like I
it.
say, that's just really where it comes from. In our community, I'm actually originally from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Okay.
So
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
East Side represent. East Side
Okay.
represent.
Everybody's from St.
We
Louis.
in the house then.
Last night, I'm not going to
Oh, boy.
And I was like, babe,
Yeah.
guess where she from?
Hey, then
That's
when
why you asked me that the other day. I was like,
Yeah.
man.
Were you-
It was the question was just so random. He was like, Dip, where you from?
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
like,
yeah, you
So
know,
they say, we say we from the Lou and we proud.
Right.
You know, or from my case, East Side of Ride, 'cause
Yes.
that's where we are. So
they gotta remind us where he from.
Yeah.
Every couple of episodes. Then where you from? Just let them know where you from, dude.
from the east side. You
East
already know.
Side, all right. So this is what we do. But,
Right?
You know,
That's what we do.
But
right.
as you know, being from the East Side, we got a lot of good folks from there. A lot of they call it the City of Champions. So, we call it 89 blocks.
Okay.
Because this is where all the greatness is coming from. So
It is.
I got to be out here on the West Coast representing my hometown
Right.
and doing what I do. So
Lots
yeah,
of
for sure.
greatness.
Yes, definitely. You know what I noticed too, just in the last couple of years, that there's a lot of cookie businesses going on. What makes your cookies different from the other cookie businesses?
Well, I think
They look good. I see them chocolates on there.
there's chocolate on there. So I think what makes me stand out as far as cookies go is that, I really, learning from my grandmother, she always said something should look good and it should always taste good. So what you find a lot of times with people that bake or they do the desserts in the jars and things like that, it's just so, no pun intended, cookie cutter. It just has a base flavor. It tastes just basic. It tastes the same. Each one of my cookies tastes different. Each one of them have a different theme to them. Each of the flavors are just going to be more give you that punch. So
Right.
the famous thing that I've been finding out so far, if you've been looking on Facebook, is when people bite the cookie,
Yeah.
they look at the cookie
Yeah.
and they bite it again.
Yes.
Then they say, dang, I need some milk. So,
Right.
so
Exactly.
that's kind of the catch. So, I said, okay, yep, that sounds like a shirt.
Yeah.
We're gonna make that into a shirt. But yeah, it's just making sure that my flavors stand apart. I use quality product. I'm not just using some run of the mill type of things. I put special love into that cookie. So
Yeah.
that's what sets me apart for sure.
Definitely. I see some people take a body of cookies and they start dancing and everything. I said, Tita got to be our cookie taster today.
Okay.
Are you gonna take some cookies, Tita?
Yes.
All right.
It's not my milk, but it's all good.
Okay. Well, should I pass them down to you, Tita?
You want to do it right now?
No.
Not right now.
Give me a minute.
Tita might take the whole box.
Yeah.
You know.
I have no choice
So,
on that.
so you're a cookie person.
I'm the conscious on top.
Oh, you
Yeah.
you're conscious.
She tells me, she's like, it's a go.
Don't do
No, it's
it.
not a
No,
go.
don't do it.
Don't
Right.
do it.
Don't
Yeah.
do it.
You have a lot of hustles though. I looked at some stuff. You do a lot.
That's
You
that
know.
East. That's that East St. Louis.
Come on now, being from the East Side.
He said that's that
Like,
East St.
you know,
Louis.
like I saw a thing on Facebook. It says that if COVID didn't bring the hustle out, and then you're not a hustler.
Facts,
That's right.
And that's really kind of where I am right now. My natural or trade is cosmetology. So I've been in the cosmetology beauty industry for over 15 years.
Okay.
I'm actually a makeup makeup artist for Lancome, so I'm one of their corporate makeup artists where I go around all over the Valley of Arizona and, you know, style faces and help with their events. But this has been a passion of mine for years. You know, I've owned hair salons. You know, sold hair extensions. You know, I've beat the face.
Brag about it.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, this cookie thing and the baking thing was always in my blood. Back in East St. Louis, there's a ice cream store, which you'll know is called Pirtles.
Definitely.
So that is my family.
There you go.
He's like, most deaf. Yeah. So, you know, I am a part of the Pirtle family.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay.
So that
I went to Park Annex right across the street from Pirtles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I'm like I say, you know, there's a big family. So, you know, let me make sure I cleared up. They're like, we don't know her. Yeah, no, I'm a part of the family.
Yeah.
But you know, knowing that, having that history in my family, I'm like, well, you know what? That I'm not a part of the immediate, like right there with them, but I am. That is a part of my family legacy.
Right.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? You know, I always would talk to my grandmother. I said, you know, Mommy, I called her Mommy. I said, Mommy, you know, I want to do that too. You know, and this is like, I guess if you want to put relations, my grandfather was James Pirtle, which is the Pirtle of the ice cream family.
Okay.
They were cousins.
Wow.
So I was like, you know, I want to do like cousin James. I want to have, you know, my own thing too. And she said, well, baby, you know, you can do it. You gotta put your mind to it and make it happen.
Right.
So, you know, she was the older lady that you go to on Christmas, like, oh, I need this lady to make my pound cake, or I made those dinner rolls. So seeing her drive, seeing family members around me have that kind of drive, that's where it came from.
Wow.
So that hustle is like, you can't be from the east side and not have a hustle for me. So
man.
This is no.
You ain't gonna eat, man.
real
How
talk.
you gonna eat,
Real
though?
talk.
Yeah. So what's the different flavors cookie flavors you have?
So I have a couple of different cookie flavors. Of course, right now today I have with you guys. This is the caramel. Excuse me, not caramel. The butterscotch chocolate chip.
I mean, drip, you said caramel. I was like, oh.
This is the butterscotch chocolate chip. It's the original Thickums.
Wow.
Okay.
So from there, I can alternate the flavors and kind of tweak them to the way people like them. So I can add peanut butter chocolate chips. I can add caramel. I can add toffee. So that I almost call it a Franken cookie. So like I can kind of tweak that cookie the way they want it to be done. Then I also have other flavors of peanut butter. I also have something called the cloud cookie, which that's a sugar cookie.
Oh, that's the cloud. I was like, what the cloud?
I
I was like, is there some THC in there?
I started to bring the cloud, but I said
you baked for yourself as a treat.
Yeah. So I started to bring the cloud cookie, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it simple, because if I bring them all the different ones, they be like, okay, you know what, we don't like you. You can't come back. So I kept it really easy and kept it simple, and of course the oatmeal raisin. So I do those type of things. So cookies is not only the thing. My friends, they make fun of me. They're like, okay, you want to be Wilhelmina Wonka. So you know, and really it is. It's like I love to go into different aspects of sweets. So if you're from the Chicago area, Chicago's known for popcorn. That's something that I do as well.
Okay.
Of course, can't leave the ice cream out from hometown of the family. So making ice creams from scratch. Also having your traditional candies, old school candies and things like that. Those are things that I plan on having when I have my brick and mortar.
Okay.
And
That was my
like
question,
I say, you can't leave the traditional desserts out. So your peach cobblers, your banana puddings, your pound cakes. I know I'm talking sexy over here. I'm talking sexy over here.
Lord.
Is it getting hot in here?
She got an LMO too.
Right.
Oh my
So
god.
I know I'm talking super sexy over here right now. But
We got quiet, as you noticed when you was talking.
Look, I
So-
went through that Facebook page last night, looked at all that.
yeah,
I
talking.
almost ate a whole bag of chips just because I was hungry. Looking at all the cookies.
God.
Man, I'm
Yeah, that
hungry.
was-
I want some cookies.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So,
You're
yeah,
amazing.
and that's, you know, like I say, and of course, you know, I can't leave my elegance.
Oh, you still going? Okay.
Oh yeah, I got one more. You know, I was like, look, I got you. Don't let me run with
Tell
it.
us all the
Don't
flavors.
promise me a good time.
Right.
But also, right now, I'm also currently working on homing my skills to be able to do your traditional, beautiful wedding cakes and birthday cakes. So it's all coming. You know, like I say, I'm just blessed by God to have my ancestors looking over me and just helping me, you know, hone my craft. And that's
Definitely.
really what I'm doing.
Definitely.
That's
Doing
it.
a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got everything. I told you, hustler right here. Definition. black business.
Salty
hustling.
caramel
Right.
chocolate. And
Oh, you looking at the pictures
wrapped
there?
and light, flaky, short grape. What's the name of that one?
Say it
Oh,
slowly real
the
quick.
shell top.
So
cookie.
the shell top.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk about
you
that
know,
one
of
a
course,
little bit.
Definitely.
of course, with the way that things go, you got to have different feels, and that's what sets me apart. So each cookie that I come out, I'm having new creations that I create daily, just like Willy Wonka. That's
Right.
So that's why they call my friends call me Wilhelmina Wonka, because they're like, girl, you coming up with just like Franken cookies and
Right.
Wilhelmina Wonka type style things. So the shell top, I kind of dedicated that to of course, Run DMC. I'm a hip hop fan. I'm a music fan.
Right.
So
Definitely.
certain things will come out. The shell top is kind of a play on a turtle cookie. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a turtle because it actually has everything that a turtle has in it. The pecans,
Yeah, and
the
it's-
chocolate,
yeah.
the
Right,
caramel.
but it looks like it's made backwards instead of having a
Right,
chocolate.
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
Oh,
So,
Tell me more. What's going on?
It's
yeah,
really
so
good.
I had to play on the word shell top like a turtle.
Yeah.
So
When you cut into it in that bit,
Oh, that looks
and
so good.
can't be from St. Louis and not have a gooey butter cake. So
Wow.
Is that
you know,
right? Good.
Man, it's so sweet though, man. You can only it comes in little bitty pieces. 'Cause
yeah,
it's
you have
really
to eat it in
sweet.
squares
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's creating diabetes.
Right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Instant
I mean,
diabetes.
instant
It's sweet.
diabetes.
We worry about that later.
Yeah, I got ZZ's gooey butter cake. I had to dedicate that one to one of my besties. She's bomb at making these gooey butter cakes. So she's
Wow.
like, she said, you know what, I bequeath you the recipe. So I went ahead and named that one after her. But yeah, so it's all types of goodies going on there.
I heard you say you named it after her. So how do you come up with the names?
So the
the
names
cookies.
come from different things. I'm going to be pulling names either from things that I love or people that I love.
Okay.
Or, just like things, like I say, family members. So, you just have to kind of keep up and kind of pay attention. People or from home, I may name things after like spots that we're from. So I might be like the St. Clair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
St. Clair Mall.
You making this
Right.
all day.
So,
You making his day.
Right.
now he like, rep my city. Rep my city, y'all. Rep my city.
Right, right.
yeah, blowing up over there.
Like,
Like,
East
what?
Side of Riders, East Side of Riders. But yeah, so that's where the names will come from. Prominent places that are from home. Bond Avenue. There will be a Bond cookie because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
Deuce 9. I'm
Okay.
Look,
Really
look,
nice.
I don't grin at Deuce 9.
Y'all repping harder today. Y'all repping hard.
But yeah, so I will probably name different things just to kind of represent my city because again, a lot of people sleep on East St. Louis. They sleep on the St. Louis area.
Right.
Because they only think of the bad things, but there's lots of people that are from East St. Louis that make that city great, and I just want to make sure that I'm repping my city and,
you are.
and repping who we are.
You bring that city over
Definitely.
here.
If we ever have like a Chicago St. Louis edition, we're gonna call you.
Oh, for sure, I'm there for sure.
Man, hey, it's been a takeover, man.
How do you feel like the noise you're making? Like I noticed you on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we was even friends on Facebook at the time. I just where are these cookies and all this stuff? Who is this person?
Right.
I just see it down my timeline. How do you feel that you kind of almost went viral kind of on Facebook a little bit with it?
Honestly, I attribute everything to God. I don't play about where I know my help comes from. It comes from God.
Right.
And honestly, all I've done is just put out the work, and people are respecting it and they're just appreciating it, and that right there alone, I love. And all I can do is just thank everybody that's showing love and sharing because that doesn't happen very often.
Nope.
Right.
A lot of times, people will put out businesses and they don't go successful or they aren't seen. So to be seen and recognized, like literally, y'all don't know that like a lot of times I'll go back, I'll put out a post and then look, and then my Facebook is going share it, and I'm like, it brings me to tears. Like I'm getting teary right now. I'm getting teary right now thinking about it. Like man, this is nothing but God. Like I'm not doing anything that's not the normal what any other person would do.
Right.
Just sharing the page and sharing information, but it is going like you say, it is going viral in a way, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because when you contacted me, I was like.
Right.
Huh? What? You're like, yeah, we want to have you on. I'm like, like me? Oh, no, you playing, not me. But you all had me out here, and and thank you for that.
I want to make sure
I
we
try
can
to
support
stay
you in any way.
Yeah, I try to stay as humble as possible. I have a little moniker that's hanging on my door when I walk out the door every day. It says, "Work hard, stay humble."
Definitely.
And that's honestly all I'm doing is putting in work and staying humble as possible.
Let's get it.
That was my quote of the day.
No, you didn't have no. Wait a minute. Let me wait till this round. I'm gonna get you because you lying.
I was thinking about something.
I know you lying.
Right, and I believe that the product is speaking for itself.
Yeah,
when someone sees something good, something good's always going to get around. The word is and the word of mouth is always the best. You know what I mean? So everyone's speaking very good of your product, and that's what it's all about.
I'm honored.
And that's what it's about. So we're going to make sure that we let everyone know that we know that you have a good product, and definitely being from the city. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Tricks.
Well, I'm willing to show, and like I say, even with that, I try to just make sure I give everybody a quality product. It's so funny. A lot of times people will ask me, "Okay, what cookies you got laying around?" And I'm like, "What you mean laying around?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to come by and pick up the cookies now." I say, "Oh no, love, I make them fresh."
Get it right.
Like get it right, get it tight. I make it fresh every time. So anytime you place an order with me, those cookies are not just sitting there. I'm not just sitting there waiting, like make up a batch and there you go. I actually make your cookies fresh. I make your desserts fresh. I make them all from scratch.
Okay.
So I have to have time to get you that product. Some days I can do it the same day, depending on when you call, depending on what orders I have to complete. But yeah, everything's made fresh. So it's nothing's just sitting around still waiting for you to order. No. Like I say, those made fresh. I made those
and we're going to eat them freshly on DanYo&Tita podcast. Stop playing.
Of all the cookie companies that you've seen and if you probably went to just to get an idea of what's going on, what was your favorites, or who did you look at as like, that's kind of the idea I'm going to go after with what they're kind of doing, or did you have any of those? Okay,
this is going to sound, and I don't mean to sound cocky or anything crazy like that. I didn't really look at anybody else.
Wow.
This is something that when I say I've been thinking about this since I was a kid, I've been thinking about this since I was a kid. Like, I haven't really modeled myself behind anybody else. This is strictly my thoughts, where I'm coming from. Originally, this was supposed to be my old lady retirement job.
Right.
And people laugh at me when I say that. They're like, you ain't number 42. How you got an old lady retirement job?
Right. You planning.
But this was my old lady retirement job. After doing hair and cosmetology for so long, we do tend to slow down. We get carpal tunnel. We get those things. Yeah. So I said I want you to still be active and be able to do something that's fun, but, something that I can enjoy.
Right.
And this was supposed to be something I'm supposed to be doing in my 50s and my 60s.
Right.
But with COVID, I had to step up and just go ahead and jump into this right away. So, this has been the brainchild of my idea for quite some time. Like, from thinking of seeing my relatives with the ice cream place to now, it's like I knew I wanted, like, Willy Wonka is my favorite movie, like, who doesn't want to swim in chocolate? Who doesn't want to swim in chocolate? Who doesn't want to swim in chocolate? But, it's been one of my favorite movies since I was a child. So I'm like, dude, I want that. I want that for myself. I want that for my people. And, honestly, Dame Dash, I love him. I love Dame Dash. He's one of my guys, Dame Dash did an interview just kind of like what we're doing now. And he talked about how, like, with businesses and people, you work for a company for years and years and years, but you don't own a piece of that company.
Right.
And he says that, his sons have, if I'm not mistaken, a cookie company or whatever. He's like, I had to teach my kids that, they have to have things of their own so they can stand on their own 2 feet and have generational wealth and things of that nature. And that's really kind of, along with, like I told you, wanting to help out people in my community and help them find jobs and things like that. I want to have generational wealth for my family. So there should be no cousin or no niece or no nephew or no son or daughter in my family that does not go to school. That does not have their own business, because I'm setting the seeds and the foundation so they can have a trust and be like, yo, cousin, I need to do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Let's sit down. Let's get your business plan together.
Right.
And let's use this money from these cookies and from these desserts to make that happen for you. And that's my goal.
Definitely. See?
I always wanted to, and hopefully maybe you want to too, to also, I wanted to go back to East St. Louis and help to build the community.
For sure.
Because it's in need of black ownership.
Yeah.
Because everything's owned by someone who doesn't care about the community.
At all.
You know what I mean?
All.
And it would be dope if it was a Miss Claras, you know, in East St. Louis, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it got people hired and more jobs, because we know there aren't any jobs in the situation. There's no places to work.
For sure.
So to become that black enterprise that we all want, this is how we start, you know what I mean? And it'd be awesome if we had a Miss Claras in East St. Louis, or anything else, that a studio where we can come to, and where we're, you know, this is a 90% black city, so you know what I mean. It would be this is where our Black Wall Street should be beginning.
For sure.
You know what I mean. We have an opportunity to do these things, and I'm just saying that I appreciate people like you that's starting it and not being afraid, and we have to take these opportunities and not look at it as someone else can control what we're doing, and taking control of what we want to do ourselves.
Exactly.
And I really want to give you a hand for taking that opportunity and showing people that they can become owners themselves.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, and you and I both know that this is I call it the crime. The crime of people that are from East St. Louis is that once we leave East St. Louis, we turn our back and don't remember.
Exactly. And
that's something that I'm not trying to do. You know, I've seen it done so many times. And, you know, even when I talk on Facebook, I say, you know, I'm from St. Louis, and that's only just because I'm in Arizona. But when you ask me directly, I'm from East St. Louis. I have to say geographically, so people understand, because they don't get the concept of us being split with the Mississippi from Illinois to St. Louis. They don't understand that. But I rep East St. Louis all the time. I'm from East St. Louis. And the things is that I want to challenge all the people that are from East St. Louis. Don't forget about, you know, that, because there are little girls and little boys, and there's men and women, not even just little kids. There's men and women that are looking and that are still there, that have drive and have ambition, but they see people. I get, you know, I'm going to get out and then I'm not coming back. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. I've even had family members do that. And I'm like, your knowledge and the things that you've gained out of going out into the world, be the prodigal son and come on back home. Come on back home and show home how to do it, because there are people that are there that, you know, businesses that are there, magazines, like you say, there's people that are doing big things, restaurant owners. There are people that are there that are, you know, not just the athletes, and no shots at my athletes, because we got some awesome athletes from there. Don Harper, you know, Jackie Jordan Kersey, you know, definitely. We have a lot of people that are sports affiliated. Brian Cox, but we have so many people that are sports affiliated. But don't forget about those things, because it's space. Definitely. It's definitely space. When they selling, you know, let me not get political, but when they selling businesses and lots for $1, come on now, there's space. You know, and I challenge those that are still in the city, go up to St. Clair County, go buy those dollar lots, be there for those auctions, because all they're doing is taking it and selling to other people that don't care about it.
And they're just going to wait till it gets to it's worth nothing. And then they're gonna come and buy it all, and then everybody
and push everybody out.
And
so it's happening. Like I say, if you know the political side of things, you have to keep your ear to the streets, just like any other thing. It's happening. So I don't want to see that happen to where our people don't have a hand in it. You know, because that's what happens in communities like ours all the time. They get pushed out and don't get a chance to take advantage and be at the table and help feed and help work with others. So,
quick history lesson. When I think it was in 1918.
Yes.
There was a huge riot in East St. Louis, and this riot, a lot of black people, a lot of white people were killed also.
Yeah.
This was after this riot. It caused a huge white flight from an area that you would think that white people usually wouldn't run from, because it was right on the banks of the Mississippi.
Exactly.
Exactly. So they and everybody ran from this area because a lot of black people who came from the South moved to this area because there was a lot of manufacturing at the time in East St. Louis. And when they all left, all the jobs left with it. So after years and years of them leaving and leaving and leaving, because at one time my mother would tell me stories of her not being able to cross State Street.
Come on now.
Because
Come on now.
when she would try to cross State Street,
You get killed.
the white people would kill them, because at that time that's how bad it was between the races and issues. And even when she was born in the 50s, so,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's crazy to, to see that how they left the city. But we all know that it's going to come a day where they're going to try to come back and get there, because it's on the banks and they got the casino there, but it's supposed to be lined up with so many beautiful restaurants, and the downtown area is supposed to be so beautiful.
Definitely.
And no, at one time it was one of the most beautiful one of the most beautiful cities in the nation.
In the nation.
Yeah.
Yes, we had what they call, I think they call it either a blue ribbon city. So that's what we were. We were one of the most beautiful cities in the nation. And honestly, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I'm a little bit of a historian as well. If you go and you actually can go through East St. Louis, you can see the same beautiful things that you see in other communities. The structures, the skeleton is there. There's actually a park, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the park that's going into Washington Park, coming from State Street, where there's fountains and the boathouse and things like that. There's a boathouse. A lot of people in our city don't even know. Yes, you have a boathouse in your city.
No, it's beautiful in that park.
It's beautiful.
At one time when I was little, it was really, really, really nice. Now it doesn't look as great.
It doesn't look that great, but
like
it
was
I say,
really
it's
nice.
there. It's there, and like you just said, there definitely are going to be times where people are going to come back. You know, as they do with any gentrification areas, it's going to happen. But what I want to do is set the foundation for all of our people that are there to put your anchor down. Don't get drug out. Don't get pushed out. Make sure that your credit and your finances and things like that, your structures are there, so you don't get pushed out.
Hold on.
Definitely.
Hold on. We got to build. Yeah, for real. Hold on. Just hold on to that land, man.
Hold on to the land.
It's facts. Yeah. So I want you to tell everybody where they can find you, how they can order your cookies, and
Okay.
because me and Tita definitely gonna order some. I know that my East gonna order some.
What's the most you've sold before in a day for one person?
Wow.
100,000 cookies.
100,000 cookies. No, look, from your mouth to God's ears.
Right.
So, honestly, the most cookies, the largest order that I did, there was a gentleman that did. He's from Ocho Rio, Jamaica.
Okay.
He's known as Pastor Fearless. Shout out. He actually did a Caribbean plate day. So he did like his famous jerk chicken, his cabbage, things of that nature. And if you go to the page, you can actually see him kind of giving a sermon about the cookie. So when you get a sermon done about your cookies, I'm looking at the post and I'm thinking like, okay, he finna talk about his plates and it's gonna be like, okay, here we go. But this man gave a whole 15-20 minute sermon about my cookie as he did the cookie. So that just lets you know, like, I literally I cried. I laughed and I cried at the same time. But
Cookies give you the Holy Ghost. Stop playing.
Right. Cookies give you the Holy Ghost. He said it was some oil on them cookies. And if Shando Sherebo Shahi. So when you got the spirit on your cookies, it's like, okay.
Right.
But I would say he's probably the largest order of cookies. I think I did in dozens. I want to say that's probably like maybe 10 to 15 dozen cookies. So that's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, that's a lot of cookies right there.
That's a record there.
So
like we might order like maybe like 3-4 dozens, but I don't know about 10.
Going on here.
Not right now.
Because he actually gave them, like, he put his plates together, and I was like, hey, can I come over and just sell a cookie as the people get their plates? And he was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and invest in you. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the cookies from you. And I was like, oh Lord Jesus, thank you. So that's what happened. He actually put in the order for the cookies, and that was the biggest order. And you can kind of see me goofing around. I'm doing a pan of the cookies. I'm like, cookies as far as the eye can see. Right. So yeah, I'm goofy as heck if you can't tell. So.
That's great.
Yep. So where can they find you and order their cookies?
So and charge this, as the old people say, charge it to my mind, baby, not my heart. I'm gonna have to read off my shirt because this is like. That's why I got it on the shirt. So you can go to facebook.com at Miss Claras Sweets and Treats. You can go to Instagram at Miss Claras Sweets and Treats. So again, if you look for the smiling face of the lovely logo, and shout out to my logo designer David Gordon. He's a part of Lion Forge Studios out in St. Louis. He has his own studio as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I kind of got some of that hair love graphics designed into this cookie. So if y'all know about that movie with the little kid and her dad, you know, it was a helpful hand in that studio helping design and
That's
do
awesome.
some of the art for that. So I went to one of the best. I said, hey, I need that logo. So he helped me with
it's
that
a
as
dope
well.
logo.
So yeah.
Definitely. We got a game for you, but we're going to shout out our sponsors
Whoop, whoop.
because they keep the lights on for us
Yeah.
real quick. So, our sponsor, www.waywardkid.com, your site for all your entertainment news, sports, lifestyle trends, and they also have the Wayward Foundation. That's for the kids. And they have editing program classes where you can learn to edit all your videos and all that. And don't forget, get your healthy on with
Kiwi Juice Bar with all natural smoothies, sports nutrition, supplements, fresh pressed juice, gourmet coffee and tea, protein bars, healthy snacks, and nutritional education.
Yeah. And get your shine on.
With I shine, you shine, we shine detailing. Make your car shine like the zoo.
Hey, tell the owner of We Shine we're gonna have a moonwalking challenge.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw you.
Yeah,
I
man.
saw you. I'm gonna.
He said he was bringing it back.
Okay, I'm gonna show him.
I don't
I got
know.
moves like
you got
that.
You got it like that?
I walk on water.
Oh,
I gotta have
We're
church
walking
shoes
on
on.
water.
I
We'll
gotta have
see.
church shoes.
We'll see.
We'll go some water.
And don't forget, Novels by Z. The game isn't only for boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Experience the game from the other side.
Yep.
And Butch's Wings and Things.
Come get these wings and things.
Yep. Mouth-watering wings. They got the Taco Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit them up. Go to their Facebook page. Who's our top donator?
Miss Joanne Muhammad.
Shout out to Miss
Shout out to Miss
Muhammad.
Joanne Muhammad, and she's having a book coming out very soon.
But won't tell us
Stay
the title.
tuned.
And also, vote Tim C. I think he made it onto the ballot.
Yes,
he
he
has
did.
an E.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so let's give him a hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's really awesome, man. So he'll be on the ballot. Make sure y'all go out and vote
Definitely.
and help this man to change the city. And like I said, man, if we want somebody who makes and hears our voices, then this is the way we do it. We put people in the place to make change.
Most definitely. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, DanYo&Tita Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, DanYo&Tita. Listen to DanYo&Tita Podcast on Spotify. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Periscope.
And you got that new
What's that?
the new joint came out.
Oh! I was going to talk about that later, though.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Oh, okay.
He says you're trying to
Yes.
ruin it.
Yes, so, man, are you ready for the trivia?
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Let's get it.
We're going to see.
Alrighty.
All right, so we got a cookie trivia for you today.
Uh-oh. Let's see if I'm good at this.
I need you to put your headphones on just in case you're wrong.
Okay. You gonna hit me with that dun-dun-dun.
All right, we got 5 questions for you.
Okay.
You get 3 out of 5 correct. We'll donate $50 to your charity of choice.
Okay.
You get 3 lifelines.
Okay.
You can Google one of the questions, in
Okay.
which case we'll give you 45 seconds to answer.
Okay. I'm a little bit of a nerd, so I might be able to do this.
You can skip a question,
Okay.
or you can call someone.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Question 1.
Okay.
Which month is the cookie nationally celebrated in? A. August, B. November, C. October, or D. July?
You know what? I'm gonna say July.
Get the other one, too. Get the other one, too, Dip.
The correct answer is October.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm
All
doing
right.
my cookie people wrong.
There's
Question
a lot of
2.
stuff in October. Isn't it also like breast month,
breast
breast
cancer.
cancer month? Cookies and breast, okay.
Cookies
Milk,
and
milk.
breast.
There you go.
Milk. There you go.
Oh my God, this.
Question 2.
Okay.
Which Edam's cookie is the company's best-selling cookie? A. Coconut macaroon, B. Oatmeal raisin. C. Butter. D. The original chocolate chip.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the original chocolate chip.
Original chocolate chip.
Yo.
She rebound herself. Y'all see that?
Yeah, you always can't go wrong with the chocolate chip.
No, you can't.
All right. Question 3. Which famous U.S. cookie company is proud to boast that their cookies are magically baked by elves?
Oh, I'm just supposed to say it.
I
Yeah.
can give you the
Say.
choices unless you already know it.
I want to say it's Keebler.
Keebler is
Oh, you already knew what it was.
I knew that.
You know, I know about the cookie life. I'm about that cookie life.
That's the one in the tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tree house look.
They're
Why you
both
laughing at me,
delicious.
Tita? What's going on here?
He's not. It's an elf, okay?
He in the tree, though.
That's Lucky Charms, babe.
Oh.
You messing up.
We both tripping.
Y'all both tripping.
Question 4. Which American cookie company produces the #1 brand of frozen gourmet cookie dough for schools, restaurants, and for wholesale? A. David's Cookies. B. Otis Spunkmeyer. C. Pillsbury. Or D. Bacon Joy.
Oh, because I love Otis Spunkmeyer, I'm gonna pray that that's right.
Otis Spunkmeyer is correct.
They make bomb cookies.
All right, last question. What cookie arrived in China in the 1990s? A. Toll House cookie. B. Snickerdoodle. C. Biscotti. Or D. Fortune cookie.
I'm gonna say biscotti.
That was a setup question.
That was a setup question. That was because they use them on the airplane. So you know, that's one of my other favorite
The
cookies.
correct
as well.
answer is a fortune cookie.
The fortune cookie.
Fortune
Fortune
cookie.
cookie.
They
I
are,
didn't even think about
they are
that.
not Chinese
American
at all.
made.
It's an American cookie. You're right.
It's nothing Chinese about those.
At all. At all.
Tubs and tubs of it.
So that fortune you get that you put on your wall talking about you're going to be famous, just,
No. Made up, y'all.
right. Some
Yeah.
dude in America wrote that, dog.
Pretty much. Pretty
You're not
much.
gonna
Little
know it.
They
machine.
came up with all of it. All right, so you got 3 out of 5 correct. Who are
Okay.
we donating to?
Let's go. Good on.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I want to make sure that, you know, a space that's near and dear to my heart. Let's donate to the homeless. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
We love doing that over here.
Yes, we do.
We're in the community.
Definitely.
Definitely. We got Mr. Croft in the building, too. Stop playing.
Croft, you been working out or something this morning? Was you working out?
He
Oh.
said it's hotter than fish grease here in Arizona.
Ooh, it is. It is. I saw somebody sitting on a rock. I was like, Jesus, this is this.
We're going to get into some word on the street news. You know, get your response.
What's the word?
Tita stole one of my word on the street news, but it's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm going to let you rock.
Well,
got
you know,
inspired by it.
she's really inspired.
It wasn't really
That's
that
what she's inspired by,
insulting.
Jada.
She's really, you know, it's
So-
got her talking, so.
Yeah, we had Steve Stout. He launches a 100% royalty program from artists. He's giving back to the independent artist movement. He has officially launched interactive entitled select that will provide independent artists with 100% of all their royalties. There was
On
his,
what site now?
Is what is it called? It's interactive.
Wow.
Yes. Let me get through it real quick. I'll tell you what it is. Selector will provide independent artists with 100% of their royalties through his very own United Masters program. That's what it's
Okay.
called. According to the Wall Street Journal, Shaw originally created the music venture back in 2017 with $70 million funding from the likes of different Silicon Valley investments and Alphabet Inc. So 21st Century Fox. So all these companies are invested to make sure artists get their money. So shout out to him from make sure these artists get their pay because that's a problem.
Definitely.
You know, I actually made a post earlier this week about artists.
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. They make like 0.039 cents per stream.
Yeah.
That's nothing, man.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
And it's your music, so
Yep.
think about it. But yeah, so
Making them rich.
Yep, making companies rich, but not you.
Right.
Yep. So also, the Breakfast Club is nominated for induction in this year's Radio Hall of Fame.
That's dope.
They've been doing it for about 10 years.
Really?
Yep, 10 years, man.
That's crazy.
I remember the first 2 years they weren't doing too well, and they're about to shut down the show.
Really?
Yeah, they're about to shut down the show in the first 2 years, and they just blew up.
Right.
They blew up. They had a great social media game. So shout out to the Breakfast Club. Hopefully, Charlamagne, knowing that they're getting inducted, Charlamagne signs his contract to stay with the Breakfast Club.
We'll see.
Yep. We have Yo Gotti and Jay-Z is suing Mississippi officials. The Patchman prison. They're suing the Patchman prison.
In Mississippi?
In Mississippi, yep.
Okay.
Also, Team Rock. They're suing because they have about 200 prisoners in there, and with the COVID-19 situation, so they feel like they're not properly helping out the prisoners in there. So they're suing the prisons.
They're not giving them.
Proper hygiene products.
Yeah, all that stuff. They're not helping
Being
them
able
at
to
all.
get soap
So
and
they're just
water
getting.
and-
So it's about the
sick.
conditions, I'm guessing.
Most likely about the conditions.
Okay.
Also, reports are being Costco is penalizing their workers for wearing Black Lives Matter masks. Some employees have been suspended, told to go home because they're wearing a Black Lives Matter mask. Also, some people, they said some employees have masks on that says, not all lives matter, but like USA or whatever, they get to stay, but the people with the Black Lives Matter, they can't not even work.
Well, dog, one thing I want people to understand, that when you work for a private company, we all go through the videos and see the videos of them saying they do not want you to have anything political in their company.
Right.
Well,
And that's usually one of the first things they tell you when you get fucking hired. So for
And it's
people to
also
go
it's
employee handbook.
right in an employee handbook,
Hey, just
they
also
try to
is-
do this to keep fights and political fights down.
some companies are hypocritical with that. Like, I work for a company, I'm not saying who I work for. It says don't talk about political stuff and all that stuff. Constantly, I hear it all the time.
Definitely.
It's on the TV
Talking-
in the break room. It's-
Right, and that's
it's
right.
disgusted.
And
And you
they play
can
Fox
tell-
News too.
All that stuff, and you can tell which side they're on.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can be
yeah.
on any side you want to be on, but you can tell
Yeah, definitely.
where the store is at. You know what I'm saying? But it's all that. But I do want to announce this. DanYo&Tita podcast is now on Spotify. Holla.
Okay.
EP. Music.
Okay.
DanYo&Tita podcast EP.
Go ahead and
Is
download
now-
it, man.
You know what I'm saying? Go get let's stream it real quick. We got Noah Wright on there. We got Chicken Traps on there.
We do own the rights to this.
Yeah, we got it. We make sure everybody, when
You know
it
what I'm
comes
saying?
when it comes
So
in.
Facebook don't be shutting
You know.
us down. Man. Crazy.
You know what I'm
stuff
saying?
out
We
there.
got a lot of people on there. Hunter James. Man, we got Grand Jess, comedian Archie Lee. Dipling is on there. Aisha's on there. Tita's on there. Daniel's on there. Charlamagne the God. Cassidy. Styles P. Come on, man. Stop. We got
Right. Saying- Right.
Go to Spotify, look up the DanYo&Tita podcast EP. It's the soundtrack to the DanYo&Tita podcast. Let's get into the ladies' sister social.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Tita been
Give y'all a round of applause. I know what y'all gonna talk about.
this all night, y'all.
She's ready.
Oh, God.
She texted me yesterday. I'm at work. Oh man, Jada admitted it.
Aisha, guess
Oh
what
my
happened?
God. We gotta talk
God.
about it.
We have to talk about this. And
Why you so upset with Jada, Tita?
it's not even Jada. It's just it wasn't even her. It's just like she admitted it. So I was like, oh crap.
So you feel like Will should be hurt that she admitted it, or
No,
why?
I honestly feel bad for that guy.
August.
Yeah, because it's like it takes all of them. Like they had an arrangement, you know. they had an agreement and stuff.
Entanglement.
Nigga, look.
And it's like this little kid.
Isn't he the one that
got
told
some-
though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He's
fell
the one
in
that
love, man. He
told.
got caught up, man.
If don't feel sorry for him, he spilled the beans. He was supposed to keep that
But
under
it's
wraps.
like everybody knew that he was in a relationship. That he's like what,
Look.
22?
August was supposed to be.
14?
How old was he when they?
He was like 24,
That's
23.
old enough.
That's old enough to know he was supposed to be
27 now. He's 27.
FWB, friend with benefit,
Hold on.
It's like when I saw the interview, it's
side
like,
P,
it hurt me. Like,
boyfriend number 2.
I love
I got a question
Will
for you,
Smith.
Tita.
I love Will Smith.
Tita,
Yeah.
if me and you split,
That's not
right?
happening. Okay.
I'm just saying. Oh, you may leave me alone. You tired
You
of me.
keep talking maybe right now.
Okay. Crawford's in the building. If me and you split, or on a, just break up for a minute.
All right.
You're not allowed to. We're not allowed to mess
No.
with. Okay.
I mean, I don't know why we're discussing.
She was just like, no.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't break
the
up.
other side of the world before something happens to you. You know.
Obviously, man.
Obviously, Will knew though.
Right.
Tita
Obviously.
said,
Lee will.
Daniel, you can't move on till she buries 6 feet under.
I know, right? I can't do
Right.
that.
And then you probably still can't move on because she gonna come back and haunt you to make sure you don't.
I mean, no, come on now.
Tita ain't going for it.
He. Obviously, they have
I
man.
a
love
very
Will Smith.
open relationship.
And it's
Yeah,
just like,
basically.
Will Smith knew about it.
And he ain't tripping.
Right.
I just felt like
And
he was,
August
he
mad
looked
that
like he was hurt.
August mad that he fell in love with Jada.
No, I
He
didn't
hurt he
Listen.
hurt his own self.
Mister, how you feel about it? What you think about it?
Well,
so funny.
Lord have mercy. Honestly, it's been known for years that they have had all
Right. For years.
Now, unfortunately, August, though he is a good guy, he takes care of his nieces and, he does all this stuff. He knew what he was signing up
Right.
for.
Exactly.
Like, boy, if you don't go somewhere and sit down somewhere, as old
He
people
knew
say,
all the
sit
roles
down.
Come on.
he was taking on.
He knew what he was taking on. Now, he got in his feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby, but this is the game. And it's so funny, like, even to watch the interaction between Will and Jada, it just was like, this poor baby. Like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Right.
whoa, whoa. Like,
I
like,
love Will Smith though.
Man, what he,
You know she had.
No.
You know they had to be on a 3-way call at some point to coddle him, right?
Right.
You know
right,
it was.
you know it
You
was.
know it.
Like, because even the way Will, we talk about Big Willie. Like, we know how he is. He just like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all play this little game real quick. And
I'm gonna let you have your feelings for like
I'm
5 minutes.
5 minutes,
Look.
but not wrap it up. Wrap it up, B. So
Right.
I mean, honestly, I hate that unfortunately August looks like the dummy in the situation.
He
But
does.
it's like, baby, you can't be dumb. You knew what you were signing up for. So.
And I don't want to hear that in power and powerful people and powerful couple stuff. And I don't want to hear that.
No.
man, what happened?
I just don't want to hear that.
He messed with a prime rib.
Right.
He messed with Jada Pinkett.
Right.
I'll ask you for a pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
And he got
at the
chewed
same
out
time,
like a plain steak.
he fell in love. You're not supposed to fall in love
Right.
that quick,
You
man.
know she's married. You
Hey,
know the
come on now.
situation.
He fell in love.
So
Right, for sure.
Come
And
on.
it's
She
true,
probably
though.
did something to him
It's
that he
true
ain't
that-
done
it's true
before.
what he said, though.
What do you mean?
He is a
Jada did
good
the grapefruit
actor.
move.
Yo, the grapefruit.
When they were on that
The
table,
grapefruit move on him, y'all.
when they were on that table,
Oh, man.
I feel
Not
like
the,
Will
not
was
the girls
hurt.
trip, the
Right.
grapefruit.
I was like, poor baby.
He has not found another woman that did
But
what
he's
Jada did
good.
to him.
Right.
He's real good.
It's like I ain't. I was about to bring up drugs again. Let me be quiet.
He just got caught up. And he did that shit to himself.
I'm about to
he
say
got caught
something.
up in his own feelings. He did it to himself.
Yeah, what I have to bring it up. I'm
22,
sorry.
man.
I gotta bring it up.
22, I did not
So
have
you
no
got
feelings for
you
no
got
one.
crackheads, right? They smoke
We don't
crack.
condone drugs. Make
We
sure
don't.
you
I'm
say
just
that.
an example. Crackheads, they smoke crack, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're chasing that high. He's
Yeah.
chasing that Jada.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah.
is. You good?
You like he's 22?
I'm good.
22? Man, you know what I was doing? The
Jada
MILF
had
at
that
22?
good for him.
Shit.
And it's true though.
Cougars? I was catching
Dip said
cougars
that,
and
though,
letting them
like,
loose.
He's all like,
Oh, no.
why are you defending
Letting them
Will?
back in the wild.
You know Will was probably out there too just because it's not announced. And I said, Tip, you're
And
right.
Will don't care.
Right.
He don't care.
No,
Oh, because you will to hate.
I think I care more than what Will cares.
That's what I'm
and
telling you.
Jada.
Everybody else cares more than Will does.
You wanna-
Everybody cares more than
Tita
That's
care.
good. And he
Tita got
did
feelings.
say, he did say, he's all like, it's none of nobody's business.
That's because
but
that's
Right.
Tita secretly think Will was her husband. You know?
Right.
That's why she mad.
before
That's why
Daniel,
She said,
before
they
Daniel
don't
and
get
The
no
Rock,
ideas.
before Daniel, The Rock, John Cena,
What?
It was
you got all these
Will.
names? All right, we have to get we got to name perspective.
I
You
used to
talking about
love Will
I
Smith.
told y'all.
let me say something like that,
She
though.
ain't told y'all about.
Let me say something like that.
You do say so. I have to hear about Rachel Ray and
Y'all, we got Dip. What the?
Oh,
Jennifer
man.
Love Hewitt. What's the lady from
Jennifer Love Hewitt, but Rachel Ray.
What's the lady?
A lot of people like Rachel Ray for some
That's-
reason.
I don't care what nobody say.
I don't
First of all,
get
Rachel
it.
Ray's my
From
Rachel Ray's my
Y'all should
baby.
see Carl's face. He was like, hold on, wait.
Rachel Ray's my baby.
I
First of
think
all.
they like her just because she
Leo,
has
what's
that
the-
little
what's the-
sassy.
He like her because she can make him a sandwich. She like, yeah. She gonna
Like,
hook
go
it
fry
up.
me some cereal. No.
She gonna hook it up.
People asking me on the Oh, man.
She's like really.
Tita don't know how to make a sandwich, so I gotta get
who?
Rachel a sandwich.
Catwoman?
What are y'all talking
Halle
about?
Berry?
Halle Berry.
Hey, that's good.
You have to be told who Halle Berry was?
Yeah, I know her name, but I couldn't get it out.
We're going
The
to
lead
perspective.
You don't know who Halle Berry is.
I'm like, Dana's like, and she my baby.
Everybody likes Halle Berry. I mean, that's not.
Boss is
really-
boss.
that's
Go
not
ahead.
straight.
She looked
She looked good in Catwoman.
hey,
She looked real good.
In
She
what?
had leather look.
Okay,
Howard?
Tita, look, we're
I
going
don't
to.
even know what that movie is.
Well, you know, we'll talk about that movie later.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, lean perspective. Phoenix Mayor, Maricopa County Medical Examiner, at 96% capacity. They're adding refrigerated trucks right now.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the morgue space is out, and they're looking for options right now, and so they're using refrigerated trucks.
They're using refrigerated trucks.
So we basically are New York right now. Basically. Yikes.
So
And they don't want to
every-
shut down the city.
And y'all don't want
No, they don't want to go back
Oh,
and
okay.
shut it down.
Okay.
So everyone, all these people who still calling it fake,
Yeah.
go get help. And
Wear your
wear a
masks.
mask when you're getting help,
For your
please.
masses, we got ours right
See
here.
the- you see the
Just put
mask.
something on, you guys.
You know what I mean? Do something, man.
Just don't do the whole cut in through the middle like, or wear these weird.
It's
ass
just, man,
masks.
it's
I
the
saw that, and that's
it's-
some foolishness. Somebody said up, it helps me breathe better. I'm like, no, get away from me. Stop.
doctors wear these things all day long,
Right.
running around helping people, and they breathe
When
fine.
they doing surgeries, they got them on.
Exactly.
8-hour
Get over
surgeries,
here. Get
15-hour
over
surgeries.
I'm so
Like,
sick of people, man. We have more excuses, man. And the thing is that I have friends from all across the United States, and Arizonans are unfortunately the most uninformed.
Yeah.
I mean, they call everyone sheep, but I don't know how they don't see that they are being the sheep by believing these things and following along, saying that they don't believe everything. You also being a sheep also.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you saying that people are following directions that they're sheep, but when you're listening to people who don't know what they're talking
Exactly.
Right.
about, I think that's a horrible type sheep. You're still a sheep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You following people who don't even know what the hell they talking about.
Exactly.
But anyway, hopefully people start taking this stuff serious, man. It's not a game. The Arizona Cardinals owner Michael Bidwell has been hospitalized due to COVID-19.
Wow.
According to the team, Bidwell, 55, had been traveling on the East Coast for several weeks where they believe he contracted the virus.
Crazy.
After having symptoms, Bidwell went for tests, which came back positive. Bidwell's doctors then recommended that he admit himself to the hospital. According to the team, his symptoms have subsided, and Bidwell is expected to be released sometimes this week.
Sweet.
That's good.
Governor Ducey announces 50% limit for restaurants capacities and enhanced testing. So at least he's going to do that. Hopefully we can have more tests. We had a president fighting everyone, saying he wants less testing. But the only way we're going to be able to really pinpoint where it's coming from and be able to trace where it's coming from is testing.
Yeah.
And
Like, I was supposed to go out of town, and I don't want to go out of town.
Right.
Just for I want to be cautious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
And we had to go to the funeral. I mean, it was tough. Everybody was like, "Oh, y'all coming from Arizona? They didn't even want to be around us." You know what I mean? So,
You see, was it Chicago? They was like, double check them in Phoenix area.
yeah, man. Yeah. So I was surprised they didn't. When we got to St. Louis, they weren't really even wearing masks.
Yeah.
Everybody in the airport really
Yeah.
had on a mask.
So I don't know, man. And
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
St. Louis, they weren't
Everywhere
really.
we went, nobody really
Here
had
they
on a
did.
mask.
They had them on here, but outside of the airport, people don't really.
Wow.
I was in a restaurant yesterday, and dude didn't have his fucking mask on, and he looked at. I looked at him like, he looked at me like, I don't like. All right,
serious now?
man, people are crazy.
Yeah.
But the Black Hill fire was caused by a 3-vehicle collision on State Route 79. It was a collision, and it caused a brush fire to spark near Florence. which has burned 123 acres
Wow.
on the east side of State Route 79. It was caused by a car accident. Yep. Body recovered in Levine Lake. So they possibly a drowning, maybe a suicide. They don't know for sure. It's on 35th Avenue and Baseline Road. I just want to get that out there because they don't know for sure what's going on. So you may want to, you know, somebody who was
Is missing.
or anyone who's talking about suicide. You might want to check on your peoples. Man admits to killing girlfriend, shooting neighbor with a stolen gun. It was on 16th Street and Thomas Road. 20-year-old man parked his car along the curb in apartment for a moment, and he was walking back. As he was walking back to a car, a neighbor identified as Michael Bryant shot him. He survived. They called police, and so he was arrested, the gentleman, but the person is expected to survive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I want to get into sports. The NBA players has been complaining, man, about about their accommodations for the hotel rooms.
You see my boy JR?
Yeah. Everybody's mad. Rondo's mad. He said he's in the Motel 6.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You do look kind
They
of
posting
bad.
the food.
Yeah,
It's like,
they do
this
look kinda
is
bad.
trash.
They said
But
it's
they
Fry
been-
Festival all over
But
again.
dude,
It's trash.
what they're doing though, man, they need to keep it off social media. They need to. They looking like big spoiled ass babies right now. Straight up. I mean, you still have $100 million, my dude. So I understand you got to stay in the bullshit motel for a couple weeks, but some people are fucking homeless. I don't know, man.
Who's making them food though? I do want to know.
It don't matter.
even
They
care,
still
man.
get the meal.
Is it? Y'all attack me. All I said was about some food. Y'all start attacking me.
Everybody said it is horrible. They talk about how bad it is.
Is it the place?
I think it's the hotel that's
hotel?
bringing the food
Okay.
and stuff.
It's the
But
hotel, yeah.
I'm not sure,
They
but-
bringing it in from a third-party caterer.
That's what it is.
He
It's the
used-
care. Okay, that's what I
He
want.
used the middle finger emoji to describe.
Wow, that's good.
He's pissed, man. Like they're tripping, man. So, the NBA sports medicine director: players who test positive must be out a minimum of 2 weeks after they test positive.
Shouldn't be back on the court.
Period. Well, after they test positive, after the 2 weeks, you have to
Get
be
tested
tested again, and then you have to have 2 clears in one day in a certain amount of hours to be able to get back onto the court.
Okay, word. Okay,
You know
cool.
what I'm
That's
saying?
cool.
So some of the Suns players will not be on the plane to Orlando. They're not saying which players, and they're not saying. I guess you must have a negative test to be able to get on the flight, and not everyone right now is cleared. They're hoping that everyone is going to make it to Orlando, but right now it doesn't look like everyone's going to be on the plane. Hopefully you can get all the players there that want to be and comfortable to be there. So we'll see what happens there.
Definitely.
And that's the lean perspective for this week.
Okay,
Yo.
so I think it's time that we tried them cookies.
Oh my God, yes.
We all
Tita been waiting.
eyeballing.
I did the thought, oh, I really did, but we should do this. I didn't say nothing. Hopefully, because it's
So
short.
I want you to try. Go ahead, Tita. Go ahead and try the cookies, Tita.
She want a cookie.
You,
Tita said I got to be the first one to have a cookie.
yeah.
Hey.
We're gonna try
Breaking
these
the
fresh
cookies out.
cookies.
Fresh cookies.
You know what I'm saying?
Show look
Miss
good.
Claire. Ooh!
I feel like I'm.
Can we put that in the
Good.
camera real quick?
Yes.
No.
Ooh. Wait till y'all see these cookies
Which camera?
right there.
Don't drop them.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Switch it up.
So, there it go. Move it a little bit over there.
Don't drop them.
Oh, those cookies look deliciousness. Okay.
There you go. Don't drop the cookies.
Don't
Now
drop
drop
the
the
cookies.
Don't do that.
All right, we're gonna get
Okay.
y'all
That's
try.
a
Y'all gonna try
super
the cookies
party
live right now. Go ahead. Look at Tita. Okay, I can grab one. Thank you. Oh, Tita, don't keep analyzing, Tita.
Well,
Oh, there.
she's giving the gourmet.
Tita.
The gourmet.
Tita, look at her. No. Is it Bomb B, Tita?
I love you.
Man,
Ice.
dude. Wow.
I'm gonna cry.
All right.
Hey, you know what you're doing, dog.
Y'all, Aisha's eyes started rolling. Y'all already tried it, y'all. I'm gonna,
Chocolate.
I'm gonna try it right now, right here.
That's orgasmic.
Let me
tell
They
you
calling
this
it
now.
over there, dog.
I ain't never been a fan of butterscotch flavored nothing.
It's so good.
I'm sorry about talking about drugs, but this is crack right here.
I have never liked
just wanna-
butterscotch flavored nothing.
Tita, pass across them cookies.
Look, dog. You can just run it off,
Just take
man.
a piece. Just take a
Start
piece.
running around the block.
Got you, Carl.
Run around the block. You
Take a bite.
already got your sweats on.
This is worth your life.
It's worth it. It's worth
I'm
it.
gonna walk back to Chandler.
Not for one cookie. You'll be okay.
No, go ahead. What do you think? He just touched his tongue. He touched his tongue right there.
Hell yeah.
So the thing that like, you know,
I wish I had some milk with this. I'm gonna let it soak down milk.
See, thank you. So that's literally the thing. That is the catchphrase. Everybody
do.
bites the cookie,
Yeah, man.
they look at the cookie, and then they look at me.
I can't stop looking at it. I'm looking at the cookie. You know, man, what is fire?
The ingredients.
This is
I'm about to.
ridiculous.
Yeah, let me get
You can
that.
tell. You can
Yes.
tell it's high quality
Yeah,
ingredients.
this is.
Definitely.
It was loving
I
this
told
cookie
you,
right
I
now.
have never liked butterscotch flavored nothing. This cookie is ridiculous.
Just loving this cookie.
Ridiculous.
Stop playing. Can't.
It made me eat butterscotch, y'all.
There we go.
I started walking.
Just
This is fire.
run in place for like 10 minutes, man.
Yeah.
That chocolate just melts.
That's butter. Okay. Back to the show, y'all. Wow, those are fire.
Yeah,
Y'all
that's
need to go.
amazing.
Miss Clara's Sweets and Treats.
Sweets and treats.
Where can they find you at? Oh my goodness.
So you can find me at Miss Clara Sweets and Treats at Facebook and Miss Clara Sweets and Treats at Instagram.
And Tita will be looking for you to
Oh, we
find
definitely finna get us a couple orders in.
you. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, man.
It was a great show today.
This cookie went through my soul.
Tita
Tita
got quiet.
inhaled that cookie,
Tita
y'all.
got quiet. Tita got quiet.
said-
Hey, where'd the cookie go?
She ate the cookie.
She ate the cookie like that?
Yes. She inhaled it like a vacuum. I'm
It's
telling
the
you.
DanYo&Tita podcast. We out, y'all. Stop playing.
Holla, holla.
Next week.
Next Saturday morning.
Cookies.